Hello guys and girls, this is FX Coach, your mentor, and welcome back to our YouTube channel. If you are new to the YouTube channel guys, please ensure to hit that like button and please subscribe, and also don't forget to put on that notification bell for that every time when you post a video you don't need to miss any video or any educational content we post. So today guys, we're gonna be focusing on three pairs, foremost as we always do. So we're gonna be looking at EURCAD, GBP Swiss, and lastly we're gonna be looking at gold, which is XAUUSD. But without any further waste of time, let's jump to EURCAD. So in overall guys, as you can see right now, we are moving in a EURCAD pair. In overall, looking at the charts right now, I would say this is a high probable resistance that we have. As you know, we normally start on a high time frame to be able to confirm on lower time frame. So as you can see at the top right there, we have a double top type formation, but in overall the prices might be ranging in some sense of giving what could I say, it's quite corrective the way price action is moving. So there is not actually clear moves towards the market, but let's just cater for whatever we see right now. But as you can look also here at the top right there, we have some sense of a resistance trend line, and also here we have a supporting trend line at the bottom right there. And bear in mind guys, this is EURCAD on a daily time frame. So per se we would think that this is most probably creating a cup and a handle, but we're gonna most probably confirm that on a lower time frame. So what do we need to do? We already selected and have seen our overall movement or our overall direction, but now it's time to confirm it on a lower time frame. So what do? We go to a 4-hour time frame. So as we drop it to a bit lower time frame, you're gonna most probably see guys the high confirmations we get, especially because we are ranging in between this trend right here. We are ranging in between this trend right here. So catering for touches, and remember you need to make the touches to touch, because guys they create high accuracy for you to be able to see where price action does turn or where does price do continue. So at this current stage you would see we have the first touch over there, we have the second touch over there, and then the third touch over there. And then at the bottom right there we have our first touch right here, second touch right here, and then the third touch right here, which means these areas are both sensitive because they have confirmed as high sensitive areas. So what do? We look how price action has been moving. So what we do, I cater what's happening within the channel that we have set for ourselves, which means this is when now we start saying it's a trend inside a trend, a trend inside a trend. So for you guys to be able to focus or to be able to predict the price, you need to look back, or meaning to look left, to see how the price action has been moving even before you can actually set your focus or your market direction. So what I most probably see right now, the prices have been quite corrective inside this overall trend we have as a bearish channel, of which in a daily time frame it's a cup and handle. So as you can see, we had a descending type of nature, to say a bearish momentum movement over here, and now we had a sideways movement, and also here we had an ascending type of nature. We had an ascending type of nature channel over here, an ascending type of nature channel over here, and then the price literally dropped, and also here it created a double bottom type formation. As you can see, it was a double top double bottom that type formation. But no matter how it was happening, it literally quite trickled a lot before it ended up respecting the price action. So what's happening at the current price? What's legit happening at the current price? Let's read the price action right there. Normally guys, we know that after every impulse move, what do we expect? We expect a clear correction for continuations. So if you can look over this drawn part right here and look at what's happening right there, we're gonna most probably see what's actually happening. So let me cater for the bottom structure. So if I cater for the bottom structure, we're gonna see that we are actually currently moving in a corrective format, forming a bullish flag. So what's gonna happen next over here? if I look closely here, guys, we can also cater for this bottom because it quite seemed like a very sensitive area for us to be able to determine whether prices are reversing or continuing. But in overall, they literally turn every time they reach this point. So what's happening right now? They literally came down to retest, and now what are we looking for? I'm looking for the continuations to the upside. But how's that going to happen? This is the movement I'm actually expecting for EURCAD as confirmation to continue to the upside. But now let's drop it to a 1 hour time frame to see high confirmations on a bit lower time frame, because this is a bigger time frame. We don't want to place a trade on a bigger time frame, but we want to place a trade on a lower time frame. So let's go to a 1 hour time frame. As we drop it to a 1 hour time frame, the prices become even more clearer, because you can see this was our impulse move, this is now our corrections. But now what are we looking for? So most probably I would say it's also safer to actually enter a buy at the current state, but you don't just jump into charts, but you actually wait for high confirmations. So for us FX Gold, what we're waiting for, we're waiting to see what's going to happen as the prices continue to push to the upside. But our overall direction that we're going with is the buying opportunities that we see on EURCAD, as it also confirms the completion of a handle on a daily time frame. As you can see, guys, we said there's a cup and there was a handle. So now it's time that EURCAD completes the handle of the cup, so that we see high confirmations on buying opportunities. But it's actually quite nice, guys. This is very much a clear buy setup, because it confirms a lot of things. Even inside this little bit of a bullish channel, there is still much more happening inside. There is patterns inside a pattern inside a pattern. So most probably there's high confirmations when it comes to this trade, and I actually like it because it's quite more easier to trade it, as you can understand price action even more. So what we're looking for is we have a double bottom type formation. We're looking for continuations to the upside before we could start looking for the overall selling opportunities. So that's it for EURCAD, guys. That's what we're looking for. So what might make this trade invalid is as if prices literally push to the upside. From this current moment, they push to the upside, trickle, give us those buys before actually going down, maybe for some sort. Maybe they are respecting this area over here, creating another bullish channel within a bearish channel, maybe to go down up until that catered platform right there. But for now, we're looking for buying opportunities on EURCAD. So that's it for EURCAD, guys. Let's go to the next pair. So GBP Swiss franc. So this one is actually quite nice, guys, because if you understand ranging momentums, it's going to literally help you to actually see the forecasting market or the direction that's going to happen next. So if we cater there at the top, you would see that we have an overall resistance which has been respected since the past decade, since March this year. And also we have a support right there which has been respected also from March right there. This means that the prices are literally happening in a correcting format inside a ranging or a consolidation market. So let's dwell deeper to a 4 hour time frame, because this is the only zones we can actually cater for at this current state, as they bring high confirmations of sensitive areas we have seen. As you can see, we have our first touch, second touch, third touch, fourth touch, anticipating the fifth touch over here. And then we also have our support zone right there, which is a first touch and second touch, but also it's quite respected, as you can look closer to it. But more confirmations are going to come from a lower time frame. As you can see also, guys, we have catered for our ranging market, of which is an upside, downside, and then four touches anticipating the fifth, and then 2 touches at the bottom, helping us to say this is a high sensitive area of support zone. But let's not also forget, for a trend that's possibly one created trend over here, of which it tells us and it confirms that we are moving in a bullish market, and making the prices more equivalent at this current level is going to help us to actually discover what's the upper zone of this trend, of which it becomes much more of a possibility. Because look at this here, guys. We had our first touch, second, third, and fourth. But however, they are quite closer to each other, but they bring confirmation that this area is quite sensitive and is very high respected, as we can create and anticipate this could be our trend for the next coming days or decades. So let's drop it to a 4-hour time frame for prices to much more make sense. So as we drop it to a bit lower time frame, which is a 4-hour time frame, you would most probably see we had an impulse move to the upside from a correction, a long correction that happened after the impulse we had to the downside, and then the corrective format that happened here, which was quite a lot. Meaning that these guys, it trapped a lot of traders over here, because for some sort I was also confused whether it's buying or it's neither selling. But in overall, I don't enter the market. We don't literally enter the markets when it's confusing, but we enter the market when it brings confirmations. So with an impulse move to the upside, the prices literally rejected at the upper side and then dropped. But right now, what is it doing? Right now, it's moving quite corrective. And what I love about this, guys, it confirms with our advanced FX Gold strategy that we literally invented this year. It confirms with it a lot more. Because, guys, if prices can literally be corrective towards the upside after creating the first leg of the previous high, this confirms to be a beautiful double top type formation for possibilities to go to the downside. So for GBP Swiss, guys, the high probable is for us to go short on this position, but it will depend on what the price action is doing. Remember, overall we are moving bullish, but currently reading price action is literally confirming to us that this was our first leg for the M formation. Now anticipating the second leg before we actually go short. But how don't we fall for traps? When it comes to such movements, guys, you literally wait for prices to break below. How? The price needs to push down from this current moment to here and then give us a clear correction that's gonna give us maybe a bearish confirmation pattern, or neither a significant pin bar from that toppest point right there in completion of an M formation, the same way as it did right here, guys. These were the tweezer tops, and then right here we're waiting for a significant pin bar before actually going to the lower side. But what's gonna make this trade invalid? What's gonna make this trade invalid, zooming it out, if the prices push and breaks the support zone we set on a daily time frame and then creates a clear a large version of a correction, that tells us that prices is failing to break below again to continue to the downside. But however, what are we looking for? To continue to the upside. That's what's gonna make this trade invalid. That means the possibility, it will be when the prices break above the resistance zone, creating a large version of a pattern, a continuation pattern before looking for continuations of buys. But right now, the high probability trade is actually the double top we're anticipating over here, or maybe the significant pin bar we're looking for, or maybe the prices to break the structure we created below, which is a support structure, and give us a continuation, either a bearish flag or a significant pin bar to go to the lower zone. So that will be it, guys, for GBP Swiss. That's what we're anticipating for, especially for this week and actually for the next coming weeks, because there's quite a lot happening with the GBP pairs. So without any further waste of time, let's dwell deeper to the next pair. So back to XAUUSD, which is gold. Guys, when it comes to gold is a very high volatile pair, or to say it's a very high volatile mineral, because it actually doesn't depend only on analysis, but it's also beyond technical analysis, or as it considers a lot of news behind it, how gold is performing and how mines are working out and stuff like that. But without any further waste of time, let's get to it. So catering for gold, at the current moment we're in a daily time frame, catering for the lower zone right there, we would anticipate that this would be our overall structure that we're going to be looking for, especially on gold, catering for this momentum, but understanding that we are moving on a bullish market. Guys, gold has been moving in a bullish market. That's what you need to understand, but never use that stigmatized mindset to say gold will forever buy. Gold will buy, but it also needs to confirm with how your technical skill is. So at the current moment, no matter what happens, I wouldn't say gold would sell up until that point, because the price action here, guys, it's very, very, very nice and clear. Understanding the market nature says from an impulse move, we expect a correction and a continuation. So if I take this market nature from here and put it actually right there, you would most probably see that this was an impulse move to the upside, and now this is a correction. What are we expecting next? A continuation to the upside, of which it also confirms with gold that gold, guys, is a market forever buy. But we don't want to put that in our mindset to have a fixed mindset of buying opportunities only, because you just need to trade Forex as it is, but never trade it as if you know everything. We are always cater for what we don't know. So let's cater also for the toppest point right there. As you can see, that area was respected twice, of which is a sensitive area, and also right here, this area is also respected, but there's something that's quite happening at the current market level, so we would see what's actually happening on a lower time frame. So let's drop it to a 4-hour time frame to see what's happening. So as we drop it lower to a 4-hour time frame, everything just becomes broader and more it quite makes sense right now. Why is gold doing this? But let's not play ourselves like that. If we zoom out of the price action, we can also cater for some few price levels we might have missed. Some price levels, we can also cater for this one over here. It can give us a clear indication of what's actually happening, because you can see it was our touch, and also here it was a touch. But if you look at the overall of it, it literally broke below that level, and to show that it's significant, it came back to retest, forming a pattern over here, which is a bearish continuation pattern, which is a rising or a rising wedge. Yes, guys, it's a rising wedge, and then broke below, consolidated, and came back. So we can also cater and fix our structure over here and say this could be our possible touches, because they literally seem more effective because they are equivalent. The more equivalent they are, they bring higher confirmation. So that is why we normally like creating equivalent structures. So that's what's happening with gold right now. But looking also on the left, this was a high sensitive area. If we can look at this price over here on a 4-hour time frame, we would anticipate that this was also our support and resistance platform, because here it was resisting, now it's supporting. But we don't want to literally have a fixed mindset, because gold can be quite confusing at the current level as what's happening right now. So also catering for what we call the God's line. It's the new strategy that's going to come next year, guys. FX Gold, we are working on it. We call it the godly strategy, because this, you can only see it if you only have the godly eye, guys. If you have the godly eyes, you can only see it. Also, we can cater for also this current level over here, because they become more equivalent and start to make sense. So this is what's happening on gold, guys. Impulse move, correction, impulse, of which there's a possibility for gold to push up until this current level. I'm just gonna use a vertical ray right here, a ray line over here. It's possible for gold to push up until that level right here. That means the most high probable side of gold right now, gold is at a point of confluence of which it can buy and it can also sell, because it's on the support zone. But looking at the overall bigger picture, what's happening right now, there is a lot of space left for gold to continue with the selling opportunities. So let's cater for both sides. Let's start with the high probability. The high probability would come from if gold breaks below and then give us a clear indication of a retest, and also to respect the price levels it's moving with right now. As you can see, impulse, correction, impulse, we're expecting another correction. That's when we could enter our selling opportunities. That means our selling opportunities would only come if gold breaks below this structure. That's when we would literally go short on this position up until it reaches 1669.11. That's what we'll be looking for. But what's going to make this trade invalid? What's going to invalidate this trade is as if gold respects the current support zone and literally pushes back to the upside and breaks out impulsively to complete an inverse head and shoulders of this structure, and then go to the upside up until the first target, which would be here, and then second target would be somewhere right about here, and then the last target would be right there. So that's what we're looking for. You can create an inverse head and shoulders as a turn point for what the catering for the possibility. But the probability would be if gold breaks below and then corrects quite nicely and give us a clear version of a bearish continuation pattern. That's when we'll be looking for shorting or short positions on this pair. But what's gonna invalidate it is as if we read in the market nature push, which is an impulse move. This was a correction, and then this might be a head, and then it's gonna form another now a right shoulder before actually continuing to the upside. But nonetheless, guys, this is FX Coach, your mentor, signing out.